we had a long conversation about Shirley Papanui. Are you quite comfortable with that? Yep. Okay. Did you want to add anything?
It was pretty straightforward. So.
Yep. Okay. Burwood Pegasus. I can't see Andrea here, but is there anyone? No?
Just I think Glenn wanted a couple of points to raise, and I'd just like to draw a couple of things too. There's two sets of minutes. In the first set, there's a reference on page 616 to the item 7 about a discretionary response fund application to a local piece of artwork. And I'd just like to sort of tell councillors that it's quite an unusual situation with the land there. The local community wanted to put this piece of artwork on the road edge as you come across Bridge Street heading into South New Brighton. The road edge is not particularly wide at that place, which doesn't really allow for the artwork to sit in there. So we were looking at the land adjacent to the road edge, and at this stage it appears that neither we nor the Crown or anybody else accepts any ownership of it. So there's a quite interesting piece of work going on to actually find out who owns the land and who has the ultimate permission. So I'm looking forward to the outcome of that. The other one I just wanted to draw attention to is on page 121, the Te Waka Araha South Brighton group, who have taken over the use of an old Baptist church there. They applied to a Facebook campaign where a local company was offering to lift and repair the building, and so many votes needed to be achieved to get that across the board, and I'm delighted to say that they won it. And that building will be restored for community use. It has excellent potential for South Brighton, and will be, I believe, when it's finished, will be a huge asset for that area that's it's lost its shopping centre, and there's proposals to try and get that up and running again shortly. So in terms of commercial and retail activity in that area, it's pretty light. And this proposal hopes to put together a community information centre, education centre, activity, a cafe, gallery, and a venue for local cultural activities. So I'm absolutely delighted that they won that bid to have that building jacked up and repaired. And as I said, it'll be a huge asset for South Brighton.
They had a real campaign on that, on Neighbourly and all sorts of things. I got lots of emails about it.
So they did very well.
Yeah. We sort of couldn't back them because there are about 3 entries from the ward.
Right.
You know, you can't go about.
You can't choose one over the other.
So,
but and this is all okay with the owners of the property? That they're all.
Yeah, well, they're actually looking to. Well, they're leasing it, but they would quite like to buy it. So that's another.
That's the
church.
term.
I don't think is their
they're not planning
congregation
to go back.
Pardon?
The church isn't.
Church isn't interested in going back. In the short term, they will be leasing the building, but they do have a desire to buy the freehold of it, and that's another project.
And that might be something that's on the agenda.
Might be too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just interested from the because there are a lot of well, not a lot, but there are different funds that they can apply to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not within council, but more broadly. Yeah.
So no,
right.
Great outcome.
That's a great outcome. Glenn, did you want to add something?
Yes, please, if I may, just a couple of quick things. One in relation to that Mother of All cleanups event that we had a few weeks ago. Just some interesting stats. It covered 158 kilometres of river. This is from Dylan Hunt from City Care. 1.16 square kilometres of land that covered, and 9 tonnes of rubbish was collected. So that was tremendous. We've had a lot of learnings. We've had a debrief. 2 other quick things in the next report in relation to Sutton Place. David mentioned kind of ambiguity over land ownership, and this is where this slips into. Sudden places in an unusual space, that kind of green-red zone interface, so we're trying to push as hard as we can to get some resolution, but we are in a holding pattern over the future use of the residential red zone land. And then Midway Street, just to give you a heads up, residents really want to know what will happen following the Dudley Creek option going down the middle. And just looking at the road renewal budget, it's $50,000, it's not much, so Dave and I have just had a chat, we'll follow it up, but just to let you know they're really wanting some answers when they've had streets around them fixed, such as Fletcher Avenue and the other one leading down to the tennis club.
So just clarification, is that Midway Street
Yes,
you're talking
Midway
about?
Street. That's where the Dudley...
I just wonder if we could suggest perhaps a street meeting for them with staff?
I'm sorry, it's just been brought up to me. I said I'd go away and I'll find out what's happening, but
I'm happy to do that anyway.
we can.
reinstate roads and things as we go through and all of our drainage programs.
But just been, updating them on what's happening with the land drainage program along there and telling them what we're doing, when we're doing it and how, and it's always a good thing to do. So I'm happy to attend that.
They have had communication from council, but in their view, they're feeling like it's mixed messages. So it'd be good just to have
I think a
clarity.
single a meeting and maybe even a newsletter. Carolyn's given a really good example of how staff can really combine to put that effort in. So maybe that would be a good way to resolve it.
And I must say that the land drainage communication team are doing really good work with their comms, their leaflets that they're putting out now. They look really good, good messages and getting good feedback. But as I say, I think we found in the past that site meetings like Julius Terrace went really well. We had to lose a lot of trees along there and that went really smoothly. So if you want to progress that, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, when we were doing some of the mass movement stuff right after the election, that those street meetings were invaluable. They don't require any technology, they just require people to be in the street and answer questions.
People like that, they like
do.
their elected reps there, so it's a good thing to do.
All right, so move Dave, seconded by Glenn. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. It's carried.